Hey, what's up, my beautiful people? We are here to talk about this new moon in Libra. It's going to be happening at 23 degrees. And man, this new moon is now, I know, a lot of times, oh, this new moon, this full moon is going to be massive and powerful and huge, but y'all know what's going on, right? If you've been, paying attention and keeping up with the energies, shit is crazy right now. Shit is real. And just 2 days ago, Mercury went retrograde in Scorpio. We have Mars retrograde. Now, it's very rare to have two personal planets in retrograde. We have Mercury, Mars, and Venus. That's it. And then the rest of them are interpersonal or deeper planets that affect more of the patterns of our lives. These happen to more influence the personality traits, the cognitive aspect of our minds, and the how we function with other people in the world on a day-to-day basis. So this is where it gets really interesting. And of course, we are finishing up this cycle of this triple conjunction in Capricorn. That right now, they're all direct now, okay, but we still have Mars retrograde. I'm going to explain what all this means, but this is a lot of we have a very, very powerful and intense two squares in an opposition. My brain's melting right now. It's I don't remember exactly what that's. T-square. Thank you. So we have a massive T-square right now, and T-squares are some of the biggest learning lessons, if you will, for what we have going on. And this is going to be big for relationships, and the biggest with our relationship with ourselves, with our ego, right? Because Mars essentially in Aries represents our ego, and our ego is being put in check like triple time right now. So whatever we have going on in relationships, 23 and in numerology represents change. 2 + 3 is 5. And we also, with Mercury being retrograde now, especially in Scorpio, okay? Scorpio is that deep, dark shit that, secrets, things that, secrets that we keep from ourselves, the deep, dark stuff that we don't really want to feel. It's emotional, right? It's fixed emotions. So it's bringing up these very stubborn, fixed emotions. From what I'm seeing in the collective, it's bringing up a lot of abandonment issues, rejection issues, things that we have had, related to our parents and our families, and, or significant traumatic events that we've experienced in our lives that we've stuffed down. We haven't wanted to feel them or face them, right? And this new moon is opposed to Mars retrograde, which is at 20 degrees right now, and which is just 1 degree away from its exact square to Jupiter, okay? Now, I think that square is going to be it's going to be more beneficial than the Mars-Pluto square, but we're still in the middle of this energy of this triple square, okay? Because it came through in August. Now we're in the middle of it, while these energies in Capricorn are now direct, the energy in Aries is now retrograde. So before it was, the energies in Capricorn were retrograde and Mars was direct last time. So that was our egos going into this process where it's never been before, where it's going into this void, into this space, almost into this time loop, if you will, of going within into our ego's spot and digging up all this foundational stuff. Now that those are direct and Mars is retrograde, it's like, whoa, now it's getting hit from the other side. Like, where the hell did this come from? I didn't even know this was going on. What do I do with all this? But this is purging out some of the deepest crap, because the universe is saying to us right now, look, you need to let the past go. Saturn represents the past. Capricornians and people with strong Saturn placements in their chart, they have a very difficult time letting go of the past. Okay. I've seen it in my own life, right? Like, we get attached to either needing to understand it, needing to figure it out, needing to know why, or being comfortable in a certain pattern that we've been in the past, even if it's not good for us. We still need, it's that feeling of familiarity, because that deep unknown is a scary place to be, because it requires faith and trust. So ultimately, this is increasing our faith and trust. And with Mars retrograde squaring off to Jupiter direct, I believe that this can bring us some really great stuff, but it can also really bring us into a place of thinking bigger, like grandiose, like having a vision and going way too far into it, or thinking that there's something more in a relationship when there's not, or, you know, something that is just, you know, too big for, and it's not realistic. So, and with the sun and moon being square, it's at 23 degrees, right in between Pluto and Saturn. But Jupiter is definitely in the mix there with all these energies. They've all been sort of clumped together this entire year. All right, we're coming to the end of it. So we're flushing out the very foundational, you know, deepest crap that's in our consciousness. And with the sun and the moon, you know, that's our spirit and our emotional body squaring off to these energies. And with it being opposed to Mars and Black Moon Lilith, this is looking at our relationships, like the egos underneath, like the ego-driven desires and things that are underneath all these relationships. Things might come back, especially with Mercury now retrograde. It's going to be, and it's opposing Uranus. It'll be opposing Uranus for the good next, you know, week and a half, 2 weeks. And it's whenever two planets have a retrograde, you know, they are going through a 3-phase process of bringing it up, then going deep into it, then purging it out, learning from it. Okay, so we're going into the second phase when it retrogrades and goes back over. Then when Mercury goes direct back in Libra, then it's going to bring all this stuff to the surface for us to learn and go through. So we could have relationships coming back, people, you know, communicating from the past, even different job opportunities or businesses or ideas or things that we had put down to rest or thought that it was over. It's not really over. It's coming back. All right. All these things are, you know, coming into the flow. And on top of all this, we have Venus, okay, at 16 degrees of Virgo. And I'm going to pull up the chart so you can see this stuff. Venus at 16 degrees of Virgo, and it is almost to its exact opposition to Neptune. Now, early in the year, we had the Venus square Neptune, you know, going on that was teaching us a lot about relationships as well. Then we went to the trine, which was making it better. That was more about because it was in Gemini, more about our finances and our money and stuff. This could still be about, you know, really getting a control of our finances. But I feel like with all this other relationship stuff going on, this is about really, you know, having a new opportunity to come into relationships, potential relationships, old relationships, and coming at it from a new perspective. Like, these are my boundaries. This is what I've learned, and this is what I have to put into practice. This is all, we are in deeply testing times right now to see, have we really learned our lessons? Have we really grown from the experiences that we've had in the past, and giving us an opportunity to establish that new boundary, that new pattern, so that we can go into this next place with it being like that. But notice that there is a mutable grand cross here between the nodes, Venus squared the nodes, and Neptune squared the nodes. This is just, I mean, whenever planets like this are square the nodes, especially Neptune, man, it's illusion, delusion. It's like really all of our not bad, but all of our dysfunctional behavior patterns, all the shit that keeps us in the way of our dreams and our dream life. This is the stuff that's coming up, and this is stuff that we're looking at. And some of it might make you feel like you're, you know, Alice just falling down the rabbit hole. And, you know, you have this, you know, little kitty that keeps appearing everywhere. It's just like your spirit guides, and they're speaking to you in very cryptic ways. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't really understand how to go through all this, but this is where, if you're analyzing it, you're going to drive yourself batshit crazy. You need to feel it. But in order to feel it, you might have to feel that pain. You have to feel into knowing what's right and what's wrong. Now, the nodes now are at 21 degrees, which is great. They're off their exact quincunx to Pluto. Then they're going to come in to very soon to a quincunx to Jupiter. Now, I feel like this is actually really good. This is a lot of, you know, this is like sort of the prizes that come from all the hard work that we've done and all the weird stuff that, you know, has been going on. And seeing, okay, you worked your ass off and maybe a part of you was giving up. Now here is some validation that you're going in the right path and you're going in the right direction. So keep up the good work and do your best to stay strong. This is all about staying strong in our faith and conviction when we feel like we have no more energy to keep going. You're right. You don't have that kind of energy to keep going. This is going to require a different part of you to move into and forward and through it. So, but we don't consciously know how to do that because we're growing into a new version of ourselves, right? So we have to allow this part to emerge, and that emergence comes through allowing, not through doing. So I know me, like I've been like just okay, listening, like not trying to do anything, even though, you know, deep down, you know, I feel like I got to do something to make this happen. But well, no, sometimes you have to go through a period of rest and relaxation, rejuvenation, and allow that feeling to sort of die off. And once the alignment comes in, it takes a little while to, you know, start getting. It's like when you start a diet, you know, it takes about a week or so for the biochemistry to change in your body and for your body to, you know, to change habits. So there's a little delay time there. So, and that's what requires trust and faith. All right. And of course, Mercury retrograde is 11 degrees, going retrograde at 11 degrees of Scorpio, and it's opposed to Uranus at 9 degrees of Taurus. And this is all about money as well. This is all about our sexuality, you know, like Scorpio represents our sexuality, our needs and desires. Like if you're in a relationship that isn't doing it for you, like passionately, like you're not super attracted to them, or they don't get you going, or they don't make you like, wow, like this is fuck yes, like you're both in the same team, like it's this is like the magic, like this is what I've been looking for my whole life, and it ain't like that. It's a learned lesson, and you got to let it go. Okay, now in order for us to be able to accept and acknowledge that, we have to have our self-worth and self-confidence there, like, you know, on top of things. And that is where, like, you know, it can almost be easy, like, you know, well, this person, you know, marks 9 of the 10 things off, and, you know, it's not really passion, but maybe you can grow, blah, blah, blah. No, this is going to be very obvious. It's either going to be, holy fuck, yeah, let's bring it on, cool. And it's going to maybe trigger you, but you're going to have to face those triggers. Yes, keep going. If not, then just, you know, let it sort of do naturally whatever it's going to do. Okay. We also have 2 yods still going on now. A lot of people don't look at White Moon Selena, but I do. I think it's important. So with these 2 yods are both connected to White Moon Selena. We have the North Node quincunx the White Moon, that's quincunx over to Mars. And then, of course, Mars is sextile over the North Node and trine over the South Node, which is absolutely beautiful. You know, because we have the squares going on with the nodes, Mars being trine and square the nodes is, I mean, trine and sextile the nodes is like, okay, well, we're learning a lot of really important stuff to be able to evolve. This is like shutting down the ego, or, you know, really learning the lessons that how our ego has gotten in our way, the dysfunctional aspects of our ego. The ego is important and it's good, just like fear. Fear can be our ally if we learn to work with it, as opposed to letting it control us, right? This is about really getting a deeper, fuller understanding of our ego so we can utilize it to go out to the world to do the work that we need to do, as opposed to allowing it to run us and being dysfunctional, seeking validation and all this other shenanigans, okay? But then the second yod is pointing towards the North Node, from between Pluto and Jupiter, quincunx over the North Node, then quincunx over to White Moon Selena. So this is about really deeply activating our spiritual gift and deeply learning to trust more and have faith in the universe, and going really forward into what we want to live like. And this is going to require, you know, the sextile between Neptune and Jupiter is now over. It's not exact anymore. So that energy has been, you know, allowing us to really dig into this spiritual understanding, this deeper intuitive knowing. And now that's over. It's like, all right, now that's embedded in you. Now, you know, you have it. Now, what are you going to do with it to move forward and move through it? And we really need to honor this energy. But the big thing here, all right, with having 2 personal planets now retrograde for the next 3 weeks going into November 3rd, this is really diving deep into our communication with ourselves and really seeing where this like dysfunctional masculine energy is, and it's, you know, where we're getting in our own way. This is like communicating to yourself, okay, I met this person, or I'm doing this thing for business. Is this really what I want to do? This is looking at desires. What do we really desire at the very, very deep down? And are we lying to ourselves? Because I'll tell you what, if we are lying to ourselves, it's going to be made known. It's going to be made very obvious. If we are in dysfunctional relationships, that narcissist empath relationship is gonna get much worse. But it needs to get the hell out of there. Right? We need to honor ourselves. And this is opening up the heart center, the heart chakra. So all these deeply buried, like, you know, victim mentality, self-sabotaging, these abandonment issues, these rejection issues, these traumas that we have not faced, this is the time where it's coming up and when it's coming out. So, you know, with all this stuff going on, especially on the collective, we can expect to see a lot of really weird, deep, dark shit coming out in the collective as well. Stuff that secrets, with Mercury retrograde and in Scorpio. It's no coincidence that all these emails from Hillary Clinton are coming out now to be exposed, right? Like that's the deep, dark stuff that she don't want anybody to see. All right, all this political stuff that's happening. This is on par with the energy, guys. So where in your life are you suppressing things that you kind of like, you feel comfortable with, you feel attuned to and aligned with, but it's just, you just can't keep going with it anymore? This is where you got to slow down. You got to stop. You got to stop using the saying, like for me, I usually, whenever I have stuff going on, I go to the gym, I exercise, I focus on keeping my nutrition tight, but you know, I'm still eating healthy, but I'm realizing that like my body is just saying like, dude, you like, you know, you got to relax your body a little bit more to let this stuff go through you. So that's something that I've had to really admit to myself and allow, okay, I'm going to be lazy because I feel lazy, you know, but I'm not, but it feels that way. It's that feeling. We have to get in touch with these feelings that we might feel one way, but it's creating a result that's opposite of that, of what we feel, right? So instead of giving up, you're surrendering. Understand the difference between those two energies, understanding the correlation between how we have developed these feelings and these experiences is super important as well. So that we do, when we do go to honor our body, say like we're in a new situation, new business, whatever, this feels right, this doesn't feel right. I'm going to step away from this possible business deal because this, I'm not feeling, I'm not getting the warm and fuzzies. Like, you know, this is what it's all preparing us for next year, because I'll tell you what, light workers, starseeds, way showers, we are all getting ready to step into our power and our responsibility in a whole new way next year. So this is preparing us. We have to get rid of this energy, or not get rid of it. We have to allow it to process out and identify the way that we are compensating so that we can step back from this compensation. And I'll tell you what, especially with this new moon in Libra, relationships, a lot of divine partnerships are coming together, but if you're not ready, like, you know, don't stress it. You know, it's going to come in the right time, but we have to release this resistance to, you know, that energy, because we're like magnets, right? If we're still holding on to shit, we're blocking that magnetic attraction to who we want. So, you know, I know that, you know, me personally, I've been facing and working through a lot of these things, holding on to past stuff that is just like an illusion I've created in my mind. And I know that, you know, that magnetic feeling, that attraction is coming. I know it's coming. So you're out there, what's up? But you know, it won't happen until we are centered in our own energy and in ourselves. And then, you know, who knows how that's going to play out. So let go of expectations, let go of trying to figure it out, let go of letting it, you know, trying to make it something that maybe it's not supposed to be. Okay. So have a great new moon. Set your intentions to really go through this process, this almost like vetting process. This is like the universe is vetting us for where we want to live the rest of our lives. There's a lot of rest of our life kind of, you know, because once this is done, once this goes to next year, we're basically have set the foundation for the next 30 years of our lives. We're not going to see any astrological aspects, any of the really big ones that we saw this year. This year has been the testing grounds to really create this new world that we're moving into in the age of Aquarius. All right. So I hope you guys have a great and amazing new moon. And just to let you guys know, for Mercury retrograde, if you would like to get some coaching from me. Now, I offer readings, okay? I also offer coaching, 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute coaching. We can talk about anything from nutrition to, if you have a specific situation going on in your life, I'll read your energy. I can read your chart. We can go over your exercise routine. Whatever it is that you have going on in the world, I can hook you up with resources and ideas, and whatever it is that you want to talk to me about, okay, it'll be a 22% off deal going on for the 22 days of Mercury retrograde. So I think that this period of time, it's so important for us to be able to really reach out and get answers. But then also, you know, getting the answer and then sitting with it and doing your own work with that answer as well to utilize it as a catalyst for growth. Also, I decided to put the sale back up on my astrology courses. So level 1 and 2, 20% off right now. Jump on that if you would like to learn more about astrology. And of course, check out the Opportunity Community where we be killing it. And that has a 4-week transformational protocol, which if you're looking to make a change in your life fundamentally, follow that protocol for the 4 weeks and you jump on the calls, or you can even look them up on the website on the Opportunity Community page. There's a lot of amazing information and support and beautiful people in there. Shout out to the Opportunity Community. I love you guys very much. And yeah, I am here to serve. I am here to work and help you the best of my ability. And I think I do a pretty good job. So thank you guys so very much. I love y'all, and I'll see you on the next report. All right. Peace.